And we're live. Shh, shh. I'm doing everything not to laugh. Hold on. My daughter's gonna kill me. She is such a bully, and it is too early. She's gonna kill me. You're like, who's the mother? I'm telling you, when they become a certain age, they become scary. Oh, she can hear me. Oh no, she's gonna kill me, dude. I'm gonna have to tell her what I'm telling you. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am Lilith reincarnated, and I am God's servant. I made a video last night that said time is not real. I'm on God's time, and when God speaks, I have to speak. And it really sucks, because, like, it's too early. I'm sorry. That's all I can do is apologize to her. She's not going to accept my apology. It's uncalled for. But she doesn't understand. I have a calling. He called me to get up and do this right now. And I'm like, I don't want to. I'll be not wanting to for so many reasons. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi. Oh yeah, Buddha. Fuck, Buddha, I remember. Guru. And messenger of all of those gods. Hold on. Buddha came to me this morning too. Damn it. Alright, let me explain something to you. There is a never-ending conversation with the universe going on down here. It's always happening, period, if you have the ears to listen. What do? I'm just sitting there listening to shit all day. I listen. I do as I told. I'm obedient. Anyways, you can only sit in it for so long before you have to tell somebody what you heard. And that's usually where a lot of these messages come from. It's like, did you know? Oh yeah, and most of it I keep to myself, and it comes back up in the reading. But like, oh yeah, I saw this, and this happened, and this happened. There's so much going on. So I just sit in it. And I get so many downloads, and ooh, did you see that? So many conversations are had between me and so many gods, so many entities, so many past, present, futures. Oh yeah, and then the kids, I got triggered. We were supposed to talk about drug use and abuse. I have a lot of energy flowing through me. Take a breath. I'm an antenna. I'm a messenger of the universe, which is God. It's his universe, and he sends messengers to me all day. You know what I mean? To deliver their messages, because I can hear and see them all. And they're all messages of, you know, enlightenment and to teach you how to go forward and all of this and unbelievable shit. It's a lot. And like, I'm the only one that can do it, and that's why they want me to be famous, so I can get these messages spread to the masses. More and more people hear God, because that's what I ultimately teach you, is how he works and how to see him, how to know him inside and outside. I teach you the Holy Spirit. So all of the spirits of all the realms of all existence, because again, I am spirit, speak to me, and I teach you how what they're saying. But ultimately, the goal is so that you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But right now, all you see is your thoughts, and all you hear is your memories. So we're going to work through all that. They gave me a bunch of shit. There's a whole bunch sitting here. Let me start with Buddha, because he's very calming. Let's start with Buddha. Where'd Buddha come from? I was at the Buddhist temple yesterday. I was doing some mantras this morning. Buddha's always there. I'm part of the Brotherhood of Light. Going back to this, we have so much here. We have to bring up sacred geometry. They want us to learn the quantum tarot in the tarot form. They want us to make the convergence and understand sacred geometry and how the stars align with the divine, and it's just a pain in my ass. Oh my god, don't fall out. That's the last thing I'm using my underwear for. Just kidding. It's my cards. Don't put... Never mind. It was a joke. Breathe. Buddha is part of the Brotherhood. Let's go back to this. The Brotherhood of the Ray of the Ascended Christ. Males who attained enlightenment and Christ consciousness while on earth in human bodies. Those were the gurus and the yogis. Now serving as guides and higher dimensional teachers for people on Earth. That's what they do. That would be Melchizedek and Metatron. They walk the Earth. Who are ready to be initiated into enlightenment and the Christ consciousness. And that's why I'm part of, you know what I mean, their brotherhoods, the Melchizedek order, and all of these things. These were men that, you know what I mean, because, why? Because I am the divine masculine, I am the divine feminine, I bring equality to both. I am the balance. It's a really great thing. Okay, why? Because I believe I am the only, there's not the only one, but as far as the sisterhood, which is the same exact thing, we are the women, like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, ascended masters of the Christ consciousness. Do you see all that light going on? I have no idea what's going on. Hey, stop that. Okay, anyways, so we were talking about this last night and got way far in it. So we're going back to Buddha, who's part of the Christ consciousness, ultimately, who's helping us. We left off on 396, lay followers. Okay? It has already been explained that to become a disciple of Buddha, one must believe in the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. To become a lay follower, one must have an unshakable faith in Buddha. Okay. Am I Buddhist? Was I taught Buddhist? No. I have an unshakable faith in an understanding that Buddha is the same Christ energy. I know this without reading all the books in his studies. I know this. Must believe in his teachings, study, and put precepts into practice, but must cherish the brotherhood, and that's where it is. I don't know his practice. I have to practice the brotherhood. It's initiation. Lay followers should follow the 5 concepts: not to kill, not to steal, not to commit adultery, not to lie or deceive, and not to use intoxicants. Okay, that circles back to what happened with the kids. Okay, I got super triggered yesterday. I'm very triggered about it because it has to do with me. But it's not just my life. We have to pull off a really gross wound. There's a lot of drug, it's gonna like start all kinds of stuff. We're about to pull off a real intense dark wound off of humanity. The war on drugs, intoxicants, poisons. Okay, so the children, I've been placed around the children, but I've been bringing it out. It's like, how can they sleep? How can they live there with all of that drug traffic going on? Right? Now, I say that, but then like this morning, the kids are all dressed up, looking, fit and perfect, brand new, shiny, pink stuff. And they're on their way to, I don't know, school, breakfast, somewhere. Meaning, it appears that they have a normal life. Okay, so we have to step back a couple of layers. And it brings up my own childhood. I grew up in drugs, so this is where becomes triggering. But many of us there's drugs all around us. So we need to, as I said, we need to bring some compassion to the drug world. So anyways, the very people that I can't stand that walk around this fucking hotel be knocking on this door where I know these right next to me where the babies are. And I'm like, it doesn't, you put 1 + 2 + 3 together. But you look at the family, it's like, are they running a trap house or are they just selling drugs to make it? Okay. I myself sold drugs for, quite a few years in my life. We'll just say that. And, there's a couple things to be said. People are like, it's easier to fucking live a crooked life than to live to walk the straight and narrow. No, we take bigger risks for what appears to be bigger rewards. But we're condemned and limited to a lifestyle of, you know what I mean, secrecy and, you know what I mean, isolation. In the sense of we might have all the money to do whatever we can, but we can't be doing what everybody else does. We can't be seen where everyone else. We're not accepted where everybody else. And Tony Montana will teach you that story. You have to be low-key. You can't be like everybody else if you're going to be that type of person. What makes you do that type of shit? Because you need to provide, and there's limitations on the outside world. Mine's simplistic. We were too young to get regular jobs. You know what I mean? This is a way of survival. You know what I mean? You're taught that this is, it's sales at its most raw and simplistic form, and that's how I was able to convert it into a business form and have this business mindset. But anyways, what the sense is, you know what I mean? It's just a product that is always, you know what I mean? It's always there. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You know what I mean? It's really funny because my daughter showed me this video yesterday on TikTok, and this woman was like maybe in her 30s or something, and she was showing how they used to advertise birth control to us. She pulls out this old birth control, and on the side of it says, "Don't get pregnant," and has a pregnant woman and an X. Then she turns it to the back. Don't get pregnant. Then she opens it up and it's got all the pills. It says each one of them has a don't get pregnant, 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 don't get pregnant. And I was like, they couldn't stop the fact that people were having sex. All they could do is try to protect them. Do you know what I mean? Now, going back to drugs, it's like you can't stop drugs. They just keep evolving into weirder and weirder forms. In my years, I've seen stuff as weird as people, you know what I mean, huffing fucking, like Kanye. That's why I couldn't believe it. That's what Kanye does. Huffing fucking, you know what I mean, whipped cream bottles to, you know, intense weird shit where we just pulled a plant and now we're hallucinating for like, I don't know if we'll ever come down. You know what I mean? Like, we just boiled some flour, and some of us never came back from that flour. Like, flower power to the fullest. You know what I mean? It's just always been a world of exploration that has been put out there. And what it is it's mind-altering exploration. So going back to it, it's like, oh gosh. It's a business, first off. It's like, it happens all the time. It's easy money, but you're taking serious risks getting involved in that world. You know what I mean? You really are. There are people that never ever, you know, and there's lots of videos of that too, that people never even touch it. But they're still, you know what I mean? They're moving a lot of it, and they're just making, you know, there's lots of movies of that too. Traffic is what I'm seeing. It's like, wait, what? We're drug lords? What the fuck is going on? Well, okay, hold on. I think we can, if this is what we do, let me see what we can do. I think we can do this better. It's a great story. Not even. It really happened. I lived there. I once witnessed it all. I know how it works. Going back to it. It's like, I want to sit here and be like, how the fuck are you? You're such bad parents, dude. And what the fuck, dude? Those poor kids. But then you have to, like, it's like, don't have the memories of, like, dude, who the fuck are you? You were part of that world. Now, here's where I think I was better. Because I didn't have my kids in it. My mom introduced me to the world, and we grew up in that world. I felt like I was a better of it because I didn't have my kids. And that's the difference. We lived in Mexico, but we worked in San Diego. And I had this false belief that if I didn't bring my children over the border into this world, then I wasn't a bad parent. If I didn't bring them into the world, if I just brought the money back from that world, and that's where my oldest two grew up, in this unbelievable spoiled environment, where we would take off for the weekend or days, but we would come back and they could have whatever they wanted, and they had mom and they had dad, and it was always a vacation. We'd go to the beaches, we'd go to the swap meets, we'd go wherever you wanted. We're here, you have us, we're here, you can have whatever you want. It was Christmas all the time. But when I took them and tried to take them out of that world, we were poor all the time. And they associated the fact that all of that came from dad. right? And they just wanted to go back to Mexico where everything was Christmas. They had all their family, all their friends, showered with gifts, given food, the culture of just loving them. You know what I mean? They grew up to understand that later the family was just pitying them and talking shit about their parents, and that this really wasn't a good environment that they had been left in, and they really kind of got cold about it and got, abandoned. Their dad turned into a fucking, a total alcoholic drug user, all fried. My son went out into the streets becoming that. My daughter tried to, hold it together, but now she's lost. Her mom's a fucking spiritual freak that doesn't remember anything, and she's trying to take care of her debilitating dad and brother at the same time. It's a really fucked up life that, happened. How did that happen? My mom was fucking using crack all the time. And then here he comes and he's selling the shit. And so there was no way out. It just showed me a better way in. Where it's like, you don't have to be part of the users. You could be part of the dealers. And it just went from there to there to there to everywhere, dude. It's something I just never really got away from. And I wanted to get away from it, but my ex-husband was a total, you know what I mean? My brother, everywhere. It's like no matter where I went, it was always there. Drugs and alcohol have always been there, and I tried to run. So then when God put me in Chris's house, he started to rip off the wounds. I was calling the police on him like every fucking other day because I didn't know what to do. I was so triggered, and the fact that he was running, you know what I mean, kind of like, he was a homeless dude, and he had money, so he'd bring people to come party and shit. It wasn't a trap house because he wasn't actually selling anything. You know what I mean? They just come and get all high down there, and it would just be like, oh, I was safe. We were safe. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was started to rip off the wounds and rip off the wounds. You know what I mean? You forget. You want to forget wholeheartedly. You want to take your kids far away from it. You want to pretend like it never existed. But, even in my apartments, that's what I was telling the kids. It's like we had this one house. It was a whole trap house, dude, and it consumed all my energy. I would give it all my energy, cameras, watching them, running them away, calling the police on them. Just go away, just go away. I wish you would just go away. And before I knew it, there was another one. And they spread, and now all of my neighbors are on drugs, and they're running around like cockroaches in the middle of the night, and they're fucking working on cars, and they're stealing shit. And it's like, I have the videos to prove it, bro, and I'm living in hell. But it's only in my mind because I don't realize that I can't get out of this. It's everywhere. Until you can accept this, you will never leave this. And when you ask me, why am I here? Because I had to learn to accept these people, dude. This is really where I came from. And just like those kids, we went to school and we looked like normal kids, and nobody knew what was going on in our homes. And those kids don't know nothing different. Do you know what I mean? It's already normalized. And it's like, the judgment comes when we're judging something. We're judging a part of ourselves. It has nothing to do with that family. The kids they scream like kids, and there's a lot of traffic. That's it. I have no reason to believe anything worse is happening. I see them every day for breakfast. I see them. They're not locked up in that room. They're not, you know what I mean? It's just, we do these projections that, you know what I mean? They have a bad life. And, I can tell you the wicked stories about my mother, but we had a home. Do you know what I mean? She had a lot of mental and emotional issues that came out with a lot of verbal and physical abuse. The drug use was limited to every motherfucking weekend, but weekends nevertheless. Do you know what I mean? And shit like that. She was what we call a functioning drug addict her whole life. She was one of those people, and there's many of those people that as long as I keep a job and I keep the bills paid and I can live, double lives. They live double lives, right? And that's really what it looks like on the surface. It's just, you know what I mean? Now, there's different things about it. It's like there's drug dealers because they have... Even the most successful drug dealers are not comfortable because more money is more problems. You get yourself sucked into, you know what I mean, more the more money you make, the more you're putting out. So you get sucked into that part of the game. But most people start selling just to support their own habits. Truthfully, in one way or another, if they're not actually using the drug that they're selling, they're using that money to support their own drug, or their own habits. Could be gambling, drinking, you know what I mean, hookers. It's another form of it. It's just, you know what I mean? So, like, there's those. And then there's those that are just trying to keep a couple dollars in their pocket. Do you know what I mean? There's there's many different layers and levels to this shit, and we need to rip off all of this understanding. Now let's get down to the user. What makes a user spin out like that? I see them first thing in the morning, bro. I've seen them in real life, and it brings back the memories. I remember being in my 20s, and they were like in their late teens and already spun out on heroin, bro. You're like, what? Yeah, it started with pills. Always. The story is always pills, bro. Always pills. They went to the doctors. They had like something. The doctors got them on pills. And then before that, they turned into something else. You know what I mean? And I showed you that when I started getting all this dental work. For 3 weeks in a row, I had teeth pulled. And for 3 weeks in a row, they gave me a prescription for 16 Percocet for 3 weeks in a row. Did I sell them? I was very tempted. I gave them away. Why? I gave them to someone that I knew was in pain, that wasn't just trying to get high. You can put the story together if you want. You can put me in jail. You can try to put me in jail for something stupid like that. You'd have to prove that I actually did what I said I did, and go fuck yourself. But in the sense of this person, and what happens, these people have these actual pains, and they go to the doctor, and the doctor decides that the pain is done. And now you cannot have this anymore, and you're going to have to find alternative medicine to cope with that pain. But ultimately, the doctors did not fix the pain. And that's what I tell my daughter, right now, as I'm about to, go into serious pain. And that's what I told my son. She's going to come into it right after. She's going to be just as hurt and just as angry, leave us both alone. You know what I mean? Our wombs are cursed. Our wombs are cursed, bro. All of our wombs are cursed, and this is a terrible time, but whatever. Going into it, what can we do? We can go to a doctor, and that's what I tell her every time this happens. All we can do is go to a doctor, and he's going to give us some pain pills. If we do this every month, we're going to become addicted. We have to learn how to cope with this pain. And again, I've been doing it for 42 years. It's not easy. Each one hurts just as bad as the last one. You try to do everything you can to give yourself love and compassion to where you hurt most. But science can only do so much. I tried to take it all out. All of us women in my family have said that. I know my sisters have said it. All of them. All of them have said it. We have tried to, and the women before us actually had to have them ripped out. Science can only soothe the pain. And in essence, you know what I mean? For mine, it's like, luckily, because I don't take pills, all I gotta do is take an Advil, and it's gonna knock me out for literally 12 hours. Because I already don't, my mom always taking pills is what makes me not want to take pills. We do the opposite, right? We don't want to be like them and shit like that. And that's probably why my daughter won't take, she's never really taken a pill. She's not a swallower. Pills are hard to swallow, obviously. So we go back to all of this. Why are people doing drugs? It's a numbing effect, right? It starts out as something recreational, as something as pot. They tried to say that weed was a gateway drug. How did that happen? Well, because the gateway was in the pocket of where you got the weed. You know what I mean? That person usually had more than just weed. They started exploring with weed and had a good experience, so they went to go explore more, and that's the exploration of the drug world that usually happens. And it's not like you go looking, someone offers you. It doesn't happen anymore with the legalization of marijuana. You go to the store, and you have to be of a certain age, and all you're going to get is marijuana. Nobody's going to offer you something that you didn't want and try to pressure you into buying it. Sales. Ultimately, that's what I'm laughing about. It's like, you should try this. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be great. I don't know. Are you sure? Yeah, everybody's doing it. Okay. It starts something very innocent, you know, and it turns into something terrible for some people, in the sense of they can't function without it because they've made it a way of life. We can teach them another way of life, but it's just as hard as I'm teaching you. It's the reprogramming of the mind. Now, all of this that I just brought up was so triggering and heartbreaking, but again, we need to look at so many areas of compassion. The people that sell drugs, the people that use drugs, the people that grow up in drug houses. I taught you to have compassion and understanding because God put all of that on me. Why? So that I can overcome it and teach others to have it. Because even though it was my house, it's happened in so many houses. Marshall tells you his story, but he tells you from a place of anger and rage and hurt. And, you know, he's a perfect prime example of that grew up in a house like I grew up in, and I have to teach him to reprogram him to have understanding and compassion for what was going on in his home, and not to have so much hate and envy about the other people's homes that they didn't experience such things. And most of all, to reassure those that grew up in those homes that you were not alone. I am here. Yeah. And then this download came in earlier, which was really fucked up. She's not going to like this, but I don't think we talk anymore. When she threw me out of her house like 2 years ago, I really shouldn't feel bad. So, Amanda, I'm going to put her name on it too. She was my friend. Anyways, I get to her house, and I'm like, you know, full witchcraft, but I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. So as soon as I get there, I start telling her and become spiritual. I pull out all of my chakra cleaning incense. I do a whole cleanse of her house, every crystal in her house. I do a whole cleanse. She feels amazing. The next morning, I'm sitting outside, and she comes out in her coffee, and she has this look on her face. It's in the videos. The guys know what I'm talking about. She looks at me, she said, I had a dream of when I was young. I was in a tent, and there was these dudes, and there was needles and all this stuff, and I have this feeling that they did something to me in that tent. She looks at me and she says, do you think it was just a dream? I said, no. I said, hold on. Don't panic. I said, we cleaned your chakras yesterday. And all the shit that's inside of there is going to start coming up. I said, it's already done. Look at what you've already lived through that you didn't even know. And look at how strong you are. Okay. She had a really fucked up experience. Her mom was even just as scary, dude. Terribly scary with the drugs and shit. And she was a grandma. I saw her as fucked up grandma. I didn't know her as a mother. She'd be in the parking lot when we were out doing all of our little festivities and shit. She's just a fucking crazy ass. She was a G-ma. That's what they call those grandmas, bro. Where they're like in their 40s, 50s, and they are fucking running the fucking streets, and they're all... you know. And it's like, it goes on through generations and generations, bro. It's just, it's generational curses, but it's not. It's a normalization of many generations. And you don't understand it because you've never been part of this generational, what you would say is cursed life. It is a cursed life. You know what I mean? Going back to Pac. We didn't ask to be born with this bullshit in the fucking ghettos and all of this shit. My kids didn't, they deserved the best things of life. Now, is it my fault? Or, as I've taught you, are they born into overcoming their own karma as well? Through, you know what I mean? Through this cursed life. Is it my cursed life or our cursed lives that we overcome together by wearing this cursed skin? Because even though that's my story, go listen to Dear Mama, go listen to Pac. He grew up in the same house. And he did what we did. We left that house and we took over the block, right, Nipsey? Right, X? We left our house and learned how to take over the block. We were powerless in our houses. That's why I laugh at these rappers. I'm like, there ain't nothing faker than a rapper. You don't really know how it is on the streets. You don't really know what it's about. You may have witnessed some shit, but you ain't never walked you ain't never walked the streets like that. Not never. You just tell stories about, your homies that did, what you saw, the things I've seen. I tried to forget, and that's kind of where it is. So we have to rip off all of this. Those kids, they grew up, you know what I mean? They didn't grow up in the same house, but, at the same time, it's like there's different levels to that shit. Because then you go and you look at my other so-called friends that I haven't heard from in weeks, since I didn't want to give them because they didn't. It's so petty, bro. I'm like, how do you even put that in words? And that's where you're like, I can't even say it. Say it. These people stopped talking to me because I told them they smelled funny. Anyways, going back to them, they were making thousands of dollars a day, bro. But had nothing. Their kids were living in fucking filth. They weren't doing anything with their money, bro. They were literally obviously just getting high the whole fucking time. Absolute fucking filth. And I asked them why they were homeless. They said their credit. We have all the money in the world, but it's our credit. They're living off of vouchers. These are the people that are like, have you ever been homeless in California? Nah, maybe. I don't. Like, this is a fucking lifestyle for them. But it's lifestyle of the nasty and grimy, and that's what I said. I freaked out. When someone knocked on the door, I realized where I was and who could be knocking on that door, and I had to get out. Get me and my kids out of there. Because at any moment, that could be the wrong knock on the door, and they're taking all the kids, and who knows what else is hidden under all this trash in this fucking room. Yep, my mom used to take me to houses like that, too. And that's it, too. It's like, you know what I mean? There's those houses, like, hey, come over, bring your kids, we'll drink, you know what I mean? We'll do some bumps. What? What the fuck was you thinking, Mom? That's where a lot of my fucking sexual abuse stories came from. She's all passed out at somebody's place, and, here I am, looking just perfectly innocent. Like, hey, you look like a fun thing to play with. Not fun, dude. Not fucking cool. Not fucking cool. And that's where it is, too. It's like, you have to... There's so much fucking levels of triggering and forgiveness that needs to be pulled out of this shit. And that's just me sitting there having coffee, watching this little girl go to school. Brings up all this fucked up shit. Like, ugh. Thank God it's a Thursday and I'm feeling okay about my life. I might want to kill myself on a Friday. So, we stopped Buddha. Thank you, Buddha, for keeping us calm. Not to lie and deceive, and not to use intoxicants. It's a choice. I could. You can't make me feel bad. I'm not less loved by God if I go drink a beer. I have these 2 spirit drinks. I say it's spritz. Spritz. I'm such an idiot. Pass the Versace. I mean, no class, bitch. I mean, really, though. I'm like looking at it, it's like there's so much to say about this because we were talking about obsessions and drug use and alcohol and all of our cards and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, bro, it's your choice and you have the right to, and you can blame it on your mom, blame it on the Stop playing around, you guys. Holy Spirit's like, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I was a fuck up too. Not this. You feel so condemned. But it's like, dude, they don't condemn you. They just hope for better. Nobody's condemning you for what you are. You put on the skin. And this is what, you know what I mean? It's not condemning. You can take it off. It's a lot of reprogramming. It's a lot of hard work. And that's it. It's like, going back to my roommate. I met him, I shoved him right into it. It's almost like opening the door. Whatever was in that room came and got him. I mean, he opened the door to whatever was in there. It didn't get us. But it definitely attacked him in the sense of when I first got there, he was just struggling with alcohol. And I'm like, they had given him a job. It was kind of perfect, dude. They wanted him to do, I forgot what it's called, canvassing. It was right before, you know what I mean, before the voting season came. So they offered him a job in Florida to come down. They'd pay for his whole travel and all that. And they just wanted to get people to vote on the new fucking, the new bills. Right, to get new bills. So it's basically those people that stand out in front of King Soopers asking for, if you vote and if you want to sign their petition, right? They were going to pay him great money and do all of this. And I'm like, go, I'll take care of the house, and he was worried about, being, his alcohol. So he let that opportunity go by, all right? And then it's like, well, why don't you just go into rehab for a couple of days? I always kept saying it, just go, just go. Next thing you know, we get him a job at, the thrift store right down the street, and he gets a couple paychecks. I remember it's the 4th of July and he won't go in, and after that he loses it. He gets so loaded, dude. I'll never forget it. He was passed out at the pool. He was, I know I'm dancing around it. He was totally having sex with that woman in the pool in the middle of the day, and everybody was watching. It was just, he turned into an absolute shit show once you gave him money. And he only got worse, dude. And he got worse, and he got worse. And the whole time I'm like, why don't you just go ask for help, bro? He wouldn't do it. His pride would not let him. But then there was those times, he's laying there. We watched him, me and my kids. It was the sickening thing I've ever seen. He's a dead asleep in the middle of the day. He hasn't showered 4 days. We're just walking by. We live upstairs. He's downstairs. We just walk by. And he's literally crying out, God, please, just kill me. Please, God, just kill me. In his sleep, bro, like in the astral world, he's praying to God to kill him, to take him out of this life, bro. Because he won't take control of his life. It only gets worse, dude. His daughter literally shows up. She goes to the same school as my daughter. It's crazy. And anyways, he loses his car, loses everything, bro. Again, we drove by there yesterday when I went to the Buddhist temple, which was right there in the neighborhood. That's probably why God put me in that. I mean, there was a lot of reasons. I grew up in that neighborhood. It activated my memories of all this shit. This is where all this shit happened, was in that neighborhood. And so, God put me there so that we could start peeling this back. And again, same townhome, bro. Same shit. This is high, middle class. You don't even know, but he's losing it. There's all this shit going on in just a townhome in the middle of suburbia, bro. And it's like I'm reliving time in history through them and watching him. And the whole thing was he just couldn't put his pride down and accept it. He knew it, and everybody knew it. He knew he just needed some help, but he wouldn't ask for it. And the last time we saw him was around Christmas. We saw him multiple times for like 2 weeks in a row, because we were staying in that area, and I kept going to the same store. And he had a shopping cart, with a bunch of shit, and he had a fucking wagon and a dog. It's the last time we saw him. And you think back in the beginning, bro, it's like all you needed to do was take that weekend getaway. I truly believe in that, because me, myself, and I did that. One night, I walked myself over. I lived in Capitol Hill, and I saw something happen with some drugs. I saw this girl. I'm sitting in the drug man's house. We're sitting at the couch. This girl comes in, and she asks to get high. And she's like, but I ain't got nothing. She's like, you want to go back to the room? She said, all right. And it triggered me so bad, bro. I didn't know at this time that had happened to me as a child. I didn't know that my mom set me up in those kind of situations as a child. So I didn't know this, but in that moment, I freak out, and I panic, and I'm crying. I don't want to go home, which is literally 2 blocks away where I live. I don't want to go home, and I just cry myself. I literally walk myself from, Cap Hill over to Denver Health, and I go to the emergency room, and I'm just like, I'm panicking. I've been on drugs for a long time. I need some help. And they check my vitals, and they check everything, and then they call detox. Detox, what's that? That was interesting. I don't forget that. It looks like, I gotta tell you about this, I call it the paddy wagon, in the sense. It looks like it's a regular ambulance, but it's not. It's hollowed out, and there's separate little rooms inside of it, real tiny little rooms inside of it, which are actually like it reminded me of a dog catcher's fucking. It's almost the same shape. They open these doors and they're real tiny little spaces and you crawl into it. And then they took me over to Detox, which is really right in the same area. It's still maybe 5 blocks away from my house. It's on the other side of Broadway. Still in Cap Hill, right over there next to the art museum. So I'm still home. I know where I'm at. I'm like, I'll fucking get out of here and just go home. Like, what the fuck did you bring me here for? Well, once you get in there, it's like locked doors, and they don't let you out until they, it's it's Detox. So it's just like, they have showers. There's a lot of beds. They're changing it. There's a ward lady that's watching you. People just pass out. They pick you up at night because you were all drunk, and then like instead of taking you to jail, they wait till you sober up, and they ask you some questions, feed you a meal, let you make a phone call, and then they let you out. That didn't happen with me. I didn't sleep. I didn't calm down. So like when I'm like, well, can I go now? They're like, no, you don't look like you're doing so well. I'm like, no, I'm ready to go. They're like, no. I remember, her name was Rita, bro, and she would not let me go. She talked to the wardens and they put a 72-hour hold on me. They can do it to anybody. It's a mental hold, meaning they decide that you are a risk to yourself and to others. So they had me there for 3 days. I'm like, oh God. So I'm literally in Detox, in beds, watching drunk people come in and out. I have to eat their fucking food and lay here. I can use the phone, but I have to sit here with myself and watch other fucked up people come in, day out for 3 days. Oh God. I'm going through every up and down because I myself am detoxing. I myself am sitting here detoxing. So then after the 3 days, Miss Rita's like, I don't think you're ready to make rational decisions. I think you need to stay a couple more days. I believe that she has the power to keep me. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. So then they keep me more days. I didn't actually I could have left. It was my choice at that point, but I stayed more days. And I done spent a week with these motherfuckers, and I got real irritated looking at drug addicts and drunks, and I don't ever want to be here ever, ever, ever again. So I'm like, I'm not doing drugs no more. And pretty much, I didn't. There was a couple of times where I backslid that I can tell you later, but I didn't. I didn't do drugs anymore. I didn't do them. I was like, I had had enough. I really wanted to change. I was forced to change. I embraced the change, and I changed. But I had to walk myself in there. You know what I mean? And then I couldn't get out once I was in there. Which is your biggest fear, like, fuck. Now I really gotta do this shit. They won't let me out. Fuck. So, I encourage it because it worked for me. It really did. I didn't. I mean, later in life there was, what do I remember later? Again, Glenwood Springs. I was all heartbroken. Bobby stood me up. I go up there and I have no ability to say no. So I did it. And then I came back with shame and never did it again. And then what happened after that? My cousin's wedding. The whole family's, it's the first time I'm in a family atmosphere. I'm having fun. I'm part of the family and they're all doing it. So I have to be part of the family. Did it that night. Hated myself. Never did it again. And then you go back to, meeting Tree and stuff and being in the studios. It was always all around. Just never did it. I don't want to. He was such a peer pressure. Just because he's just like, hey, we're up all night talking and he thinks I need it. I don't need it. Go ahead. No. I remember telling him no so much. It's like, I don't judge you, bro. It's just, no. I just don't want the feeling that comes with that. I just don't. It's not that it was not ever there. It's like, Raj, every 5 minutes, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Dude, if you don't just do it can you just do one big one on the table and we can finish the fucking song? Like, this is getting annoying, bro. The camera's catching you it doesn't matter, bro. Just, like, seriously, this is annoying. In the sense of, it's always been there, and I have to accept it because we have to heal it, not just in myself and in others, bro. The shame and the blame and all of this, you know what I mean? I can help them. We can help them. Thanks. I'm not going any further in this. We're going to stop on that page. Intoxicants, bro. That's where that came from. So much more to talk about. We spent 45 minutes talking about the war on drugs. I knew it was going to be a big talk. Thanks, Buddha. Thanks for ripping off the fucking sky. It's a real world, guys. It starts, you know what I mean? Some of them, it starts in their homes. It starts in school. It starts in college. It starts wherever it starts, but it's a real world that you can't run from. It's a world, it's a part of this world that we can fix with understanding, compassion, and love. Me being so submerged in it, you know what I mean? I have the life experience to really find a way to, you know, do this, and I'm seeing Betty Ford. That was her start. It's like, you know, how do I make an impact? She started that impact to start creating facilities to help people. As her husband's taking on the war, she's taking on the recovery of this war. She's gonna pick up the fucking people along the way. You know what I mean? You can't. It's a way of life. For most people, we just need to change the way that they're living. We can't change, you know what I mean? That's just it. It's like Marshall. We talked about it too, you know, a lot of talking about it. It's like you can't run from it, but at the same time, you know, all he's seen is the terrible things that it's brought. And, you know, making that music, I'm seeing it, you know, Juice WRLD especially, he makes a lot of music about it. That's very destructive too. You're feeding into the energy that you know already exists. It's like we know they do this. We don't have to turn a blind eye to them and reject them, and they're doing it and may isolate them. And that goes back to all different parts of life. That's what we do to gay people. Anybody that they're doing something that we don't approve of, we want to judge them and get rid of them and hide from them and run from them and persecute them. There's many of them that we're going to witness. And we have to have, as Christ did, love, understanding, and compassion. Those are the people that God wants, bro. He wants the forgotten. Those that have forgotten him, in essence, which is pretty much everybody. He just wants everybody back. But those are the ones, bro. Those are the, you know, that's what me as the dark priestess, you know what I mean? The dark goddess. It's like, you don't understand. Those that you consider evil. The adulteress. You know what I mean? The fucking blasphemous. You know what I mean? All of those. The sinners. The murderers, the killers, the drug dealers, the users, the rapists. Those are the ones that God wants me to go get. Show them Christ. You fear them, bro. You fear Bundy. You fear those people, bro, that will kill you. God wants me to save them, bro. The very people you are so terrified of are his people. He loves them. They're just lost in their brains. He's given them a heart, but it's broken and it's shattered and it's dark and it's wicked from what they've experienced in this world. Going back to fucking Dahmer, goofball. That kid just needed a fucking hug, bro. You have a fucking genius that you told was a fucking monster and literally became one. You know what I mean? It's like you don't take the time to understand them. You literally create this, you know, I saw it on the news yesterday. The Venezuelans taking over some fucking apartment complex in Aurora. Well, they didn't until you said they had the power to. So then they executed that power, and so shall it be. They didn't think they had that kind of power until you started telling the world they did, that they owned it, and they're like, okay, then we own it. It's really ugly, but these are people underneath it all. They're God's people, bro. They're really just hurting children, dude. And I'm seeing that bone video change the world. It's like, dude, if we could stop them before they pull that trigger, bro. You can stop them before they pull that trigger, bro. You can speak life into them before they fucking take that woman's life. You can, you know what I mean? We can speak life in them before their brain takes over. It's just their brain, bro. Their brain's telling them that they can do such things because it's seen such things and it's gotten away with things and it's, you know what I mean? I saw this, you know, we can rob that person. What? Yeah, I do it all the time. Really? Yeah, this is how it's done. Somebody taught them. We can reteach them. Ah, I'm seeing Chino. I've only seen a couple of overdoses, and Chino was my first one. Chino was 14 years old. I just got back from a fucking binger, a coke binger, with a whole bunch of people from Southeast. I was over there on the southeast side. And I get back to the east side, which is a no-go. You hood hopper? Yeah, bitch. Business lines connect. You stay on your turf. Anyways, I got back from a binger. I literally just put my stuff down. And he's having an overdose. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this, bro. And I start panicking and I run downstairs and I gotta get fucking... Oh, God. This is triggering. Sorry. Can't remember his name. I blocked him out. What was his name? I don't know. It's gonna come up. I gotta go get this dude that does heroin like all the time. What's his name, guys? Oh God, I'm gonna throw up. Why don't I want to remember him? Because he got me high on Sherman. He raped me. It's a whole on another story. I have to run downstairs and I grab him and he runs upstairs and I'm panicking. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, he's gonna die, oh my God. He runs in the room and I stand outside. You don't know what's gonna happen. Of course he gives him that fucking shot that you see in fucking Pulp Fiction. And it's like, it's gonna be okay, he's gonna be okay. And it takes me longer than it takes him to calm down. And then I finally calm down and I open the door and he's literally just sitting there playing on his little fucking his little Nintendo. Right after, like it never happened. Who taught him to use heroin, bro? He was in the heroin house. But he learned before that because he was Mexican and he was serving them. You're like, what? 14, swear. He was the connect. He was the connect. And he got too high on his own shit at 14 years old. Somebody taught him, bro. Somebody said, here, sell this and you can have this much. Just give me this much back. It's that simple, bro. And then you go to sell it and they're like, you want some? Simple shit, bro. Compassion, understanding for something you would never even believe, but I promise it's real. We're ripping off wounds on a Thursday. This is so fucking painful. Oh, God. Okay. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I did, because I was triggered by the little girl, and I was triggered by the drugs and everything, and I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to get over it, bro, instead of cursing them. I have to save them. Pray for them. Guide them. Teach them. Like, why them? And then you're like, because they need it most. You're like, fuck, you're right. Oh, God, you're right. Quit trying to put on my skin. You could never. Anyways, let's move on. Isn't that terrible? God wants me to do so much shit with mine. Let's move on to more shit he wants to teach me. Let's see our spiritual growth. Alright, this isn't bullshit, and it's bullshit because he wants us to learn the quantum tarot. Why? Because by learning, we keep learning our tarot, but by that we start incorporating the star system. He wants you to incorporate the star system. Why? Because it's all part of God. Help me, Jesus. I know. Again, I didn't want to wake up with all of this. That's what he gives me first thing in the morning. And he gave me work. I actually have work today. I was thinking to myself, I was like, what if it doesn't snow till tonight and I just ride around in the car for hours? I hate you, God. In the sense of, I had different plans for today. And that never works. I don't ever get to do whatever I think I'm going to do for that day. I'll just do whatever God says all the time. Just point that out. He is the controller of time. Alright, current energy. God, we're in the same good energy. How is that possible? Okay. This is how we're going to work this. There's so much in it. Okay, so I showed you the questions, but now we're going to go, solamente. We're going to go into the real details, right? So I showed you in the beginning the little squinky winkies. Now we're going real deep. Look at that. The wheel. That's a whole page. Nine of Cups. King of Cups? No, 9. The Nine of Cups is the star birth. Stars are born out of condensing clouds of dust and gas called nebulae. Gradually, the clouds accumulate mass and density, clumping together in a cascading. My eyes are going super fucking in and out. Hold on, I can't see. I really can't. I mean, my eyes are like, I can see it better here. I really can. Okay, bring it closer. Maybe I need to go get my glasses right down. Put some glasses on. I'm serious, can't see. Hold on. Cascading process which leads to nuclear fusion. Nebulae, the rich, colorful clouds, are star-fueled and places of abundant activity, and the Nine of Cups represents this sense of blissful perfusion. This is a card of good luck, where it feels possible for us to have it all. Oh yeah, that came in earlier too. They were showing me how great it'll be when I sit together and show people, what I do behind the camera. Just laugh. But they'll get to witness, you know what I mean, how I trance out. They'll get to see me with God. It's like the interaction. It's one thing to know that I'm connected to God, but it's really cool to see the interaction with me and God. And that's what the witness is to witness God in, around, and with me. You know what I mean? As I witness God in, around, and with you. It's a real cool thing. But yeah. Anyways, in the sense of it, I said that in my post. It's like I'm coming to terms with this reality. The beneficent side of Cups reaches its, what the fuck is this? Apotheosis. The only drawback being that contentment may stay into smugness. May stray into smugness. Oh. Well, I'm not conceited, so we don't have to worry about being smug. But, we're feeling lucky. It's Thursday. It's a Jupiter day. Okay, so we read it out of there. Now let me read it out of here. Here. The Nine of Cups. I went to the Lovers. Ooh, we pulled that last night, too. Hey, dude, do I need to, like, prepare for a love note? I always say this, should I shave my legs? It's a happy time. This is often called the best card of the minor arcana, traditionally called the wish card or happiness. It's all going well for you. Relationships, emotional fulfillment, health, and material success. You feel you are where you belong. You can take satisfaction, and that's what I said all week. I was like, dude, they keep putting me to sleep to try to recalibrate me. I'm not fitting in this body at all. It was a really hard transition. Only for us to go through another one, dude. Tomorrow is Friday again. When does it end? We're going through another cycle. What the fuck are you talking about? It never ends. How many weeks are in a year? We have 52 years. No, I have 55 years of 52 weeks of fucking this is, oh, God help me. Sorry. You can take satisfaction in what you've achieved, celebrate, and look forward to the future. And that's what I said. My future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Doing all right, getting good grades. Future's so bright. I gotta sing it again. Be careful that you don't get too carried away. That's what it said. And material pleasures, though, and you don't take everything for granted. You still need to work to keep it up. That's what I'm doing. Work. We're working. This card assures you that if you're doing worthwhile work, you will be taken care of. You may never be rich, but your needs will be met. And that's God. He's like, I take care of all your shit. Quit worrying about shit. I'm like, I keep thinking you're going to make me better, make shit better. It's all good. I argue with him all the time with that. It's like, I feel like we could do better. Where did I get that from? Because you're always telling me we can do better. Can't you do better with my finances and shit? In a sense, there's nothing I need. I'm just talking shit all the time. Reverse meaning. You're disappointed that everything you wish for in life is not materialized. I mean, I'm not disappointed. Okay, I was. I was talking about the men. You guys, I'm always disappointed in these men. Perhaps you missed chances or spent too much time satisfying transority desires such as casual sex. I wish. Parties, drugs, alcohol, or food. You know, you didn't even invite me. I wasn't even invited to the function because I don't know how to function like you. That was a good joke. It's really the truth. It's a function. I'm not functionable. All right. I'm write that down. I'm putting it in a song. You can't have it. I'm putting it in my own song. I'm not sharing with you. All right, because anyways, perhaps your low self-esteem has allowed others to take advantage of you. This marks an end of a cycle. I told you. And it's never too late to change. Gonna make a change. It's a Thursday. It's a good day to change your life. Because tomorrow it'll be harder. I tell you this all the time. Meditate on the nature of abundance. Okay, don't be an asshole and think, about Monday. Money. Money is not happiness, bro. Stupid card. Give me another stupid card. What is that? It's a 2. Of what? Wands. Good thing we know what that is. It's the 2 of Wands. What is this? I don't know. Somebody does. I'm looking at... I mean, I should. We all should. But because we read a lot of tarot around here, but we read a lot of everything. How much are you really taking in right now? How much are you putting out? Planet formation. Planets form out of disks and dust and gas, whirling into... They make us seem like we're not worth anything. Into being under the pressure of gravity. The 2 of Wands represents a vision, idea, or project in its similar protean form. I really feel like there's somebody else that could take over these type of teachings. I don't like using this language. I tell you all the time, fuckers, I'm not very scientific. Anyways, the inspiration of the ace has begun to coalesce, but the details are not yet clear. We don't know what's happening. After the light bulb moment, the process of formation and cohesion must transform your idea into a fully developed plan. Well, I don't know. They developed the plan. I don't know what they're planning. It's a fucking... They're planning all great things, is what I heard. I went to Temperance again. The 2 of Wands. Ew, Dominion. If the Ace of Wands is the initial spark of inspiration, the 2 of Wands concerns shaping it so you can achieve your goals. It's the Magician card brought to Earth. That's what I said. We have to do the work in the real life. What does that mean? I don't know, bro. I'm overwhelmed with all of it. And they showed me that earlier. They're like, you were so ready to get out there and start your spiritual learning center, and now you want no part of none of it. They were showing me that. It's so weird. But I was, you know what I mean? I was going to the Kava bar and doing open sessions right there and meeting people. I was going to set myself up there. I was in Oklahoma and I was going to set up a spiritual learning center there. I went to Nevada and was like, I'm going to be a freak there. And now I'm like, I'm fucking over it. Is what they were showing me. It's like you had all intentions and all purposes to go forward with this. And now you want nothing to do with it. It's like, that's not what's happening right now. Your ideas have a lot of potential, but you need hard work, willpower, and dedication to realize your vision. Which is what? Marketing? They want me to market myself, and I'm just like, nah. I know what it takes. I just don't really have the strength or energy to do it. And that's where it is. It's like, he sang me a song before I came. They gave me a riddle. I don't know. It'll be the music. You've taken the first steps, and now you need to keep your aim focused and wait for your objectives to materialize. And that's it. It's like, it's happening. They're going to walk me into it. And that's it. It's like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, oh, you want me to start a TikTok? You want me to move all this shit? You want me to start advertising? You want me to reach out to fucking, you know what I mean, production companies? You want me to start writing my music? You want me to do so much. And I was like, I don't want to do anything. And that's where it is. You look at this big pile of shit, this big ass mountain. Like, I don't even know where to start. You've given me so much to do. Seriously, they want me to start with the music. Right? Write these songs, record the songs, push the songs. Great. They want me to fucking get my, go through my videos and start pulling out little clips and uploading them into TikTok. great. They want me to start reaching out to production companies and all kinds of other shit. They're showing me all these kind of spiritual conventions and all this stupid shit. They just want me to put myself everywhere, bro. And I don't want to put myself anywhere. I just want to stay in bed. I'm just being fully flat honest about, the overwhelmingness of what it is. There is a balance to be struck between daring and planning. Perhaps you will have to decide whether to stick with what you know or take a risk, having the courage of your convictions. 2 are associated with unions, and the 2 of Wands indicates a good time for friendship. Make sure any relationship is equal. In that time, let me just say this to you. As you see that God wants so much of me, what do you want from me? I get that. Everybody wants something from me. And I'm here to give all that I have to give to, you know what I mean? And it says if I'm not a fucking doormat, but make sure every relationship is equal. You want something from me. Be honest about what your wants and your desires and your needs are. Don't come at me and be like, I just want to be your friend. And then, like, you really wanted to marry me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just simplistic bullshit. What do you want from me? And, like, is your wants and needs gonna, you know what I mean, impose on what God really wants and needs of me? Because He comes first. I'm tired and hungry again just thinking about all this. Which is cool. I could take a nap before work today. But, I mean, fuck. What do I want from you? Companionship. Nurturing, love, truthful, honesty. That's it. Your honesty is more than enough. Anything extra is extra. But in the sense of a relationship is equal, meaning it's gotta be equal give and take. You know what I mean? If I'm not meeting your needs, okay, there's a couple of things here. First off, you didn't express your needs. Or second, your needs are too great for what I can give. I had to learn that in myself. Do you know what I mean? It's like, my needs are too great for what some of these men can give. Okay, you can't fulfill that need. But that doesn't mean there's no need for you. And that's something, it was all or nothing. And I had to learn this with Bobby. I didn't understand it. It's like, I have all of these feelings. That means you have to fulfill all of this. You can only be this because of all of this. I can't be a friend with these kind of feelings. But then I tried to be a friend, and I was proven right. Friends don't act like this. This is not very friendly. This is gonna get... I can't act like this with my friends. In the sense of the balance of it. It's like, he wasn't being honest about what he really wanted and needed. He was trying to be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to be your friend. Hold on a second. This is not true. You're lying. And I'm telling you that I want you to be more than a friend, and you're telling me you can't be that guy, and yet we're still pushing this? This isn't working. It's not equal. I'm giving and you're taking. What am I getting out of it? Fucking healing? It works, I guess. Fuck off, God. Anyways, going back to this. Reverse meaning. You feel as though you are being held back by circumstances or another person, but you are reluctant to make any changes, such as leaving... Dude, such deja vu. Leaving your shitty-ass relationship or job. Whether you sacrifice your dreams for security, it's up to you. Sacrifice equals reward, is what I hear. Oh, God. What if he really did? You don't want me no more? I left my wife. Oh, fuck. I don't know what I want. I just know how I feel. I told you, I don't want a lot of things, but then I really do want them. Don't ask me that. That's hard. What I want is what a girl wants. I just want a meal. Just feed me. As if it was that easy. You think about it, right? You're like, oh, God, what if you, did? You wouldn't want him? I don't know what I want. I told you, some days I really want some shit, and then the other days I'm like, get it away from me. It's the ginger how I feel. It doesn't change how I really feel. That's what I mean. You're gonna learn that. That's funny. It's like, I prime example. All I wanted was you to be my friend. That's not how I really feel. I don't know. Ugh, make a choice. Oh, that looks like a great card. What is that? It's a 1. Is that the Fool? That looks like a great card, bro. I'm gonna stop there, because that looks like my Sacred Geometry card right in front of me. See it? It's exactly that card. Do you see them? Do they come at you like they do me? Do you see the aura come? I don't know. You don't have the same eyes as me. Let's see if we can figure out. I think that's the Fool. Why do fools fall? I don't know, because God made us. Is the Big Bang? Yeah. Nope, 0 is the Fool. We're the Magician. They said you had to make some shit happen. Okay, electric-magnetic force. The quantum magician represents the electric-magnetic force. The force is strong with you. Logic, can you please read this bullshit, bro? I feel like an idiot. The words don't come out of my mouth properly. It doesn't feel right. I feel stupid. I feel stupid using big words like this. I don't feel very smart with the fucking smart words. Alright, anyways. The Magician. There's a good one. I'm a Magician. What is that? A magician and an Egyptian? Magician. A new word. Just like me. Alright, the Magician represents the electromagnetic force encompassing the whole spectrum of different rays of the visible light through infrared, ultraviolet, gamma rays, X-rays, radio waves to microwaves. I hate the fucking Holy Spirit, bro. They're so stupid. Like, you remember you said that yesterday? I was like, I eat out of a microwave. And I never understood from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory how we send images through the electrowaves and X-rays and all this. So they're just bringing up all the shit I done said, which is really funny. And I asked you if those were coming out too. Like, do you see this? Those are exactly... Okay, let me stop right there. I told you that the lights that I see that in the middle of the morning, they have these... That. The moon has that. Do you see it? I know you can, but not the way I see it. That's what I see outside of a candle flame. That's what I see outside of the moon. That's what I see out of the light post at night. These auras of light. Just like that. I see them everywhere. And you see the flame? I told you. That's a really loaded picture, bro. There's a lot going on in that. Anyways, the Magician manipulates and formulates energy, making the invisible visible. Okay. That's what we said. You have to bring this idea into reality. This vision. I have a dream. He saw it, bro. He saw the future. He saw a future where he could stand up and make a change for everybody's life. You know what I mean? And he put that dream out there, and dude, that dream lives on in all of us. And that was it. God gives you a dream, gives you a vision, he gives you a desire, a burning desire inside of you to create something outside of this world and bring it into this world. Make it a better place for you and for me. Can't even say no to the Holy Spirit. There are people dying. No. I love you, Mike. Anyways, let's keep moving on. That would be Archangel Michael. Thank you very much. Like, he's not our Archangel. You can choose whoever your Archangel Michael is. Put a face on that bitch. Don't care. That's mine. He is, I'm not explaining this to you. Whatever. He has the ability to create something out of nothing, which is the essence of magic. He brings conscious and illumination, acting as a bridge between the sea and the unconscious and material reality. Whenever we create, we invoke the magician archetype. I'm going to stop right there. That's what they want us to do. I told you. Confirmation to the bullshit. We gotta do it, dude. We gotta do it. They gave us a dream. They gave us a vision. They gave us a plan. They gave us everything. We got to just walk in it. What's the first step? I don't know. Did they tell you? It's getting bigger and bigger, isn't it? These fucking planets. They're just pushing all of it into us. That's what it is. All those planets are gonna push all this energy and be exploding. Exploding with divine creativity. Now you must create with your words and your actions. You must create this new world for God. Shut up, God. Shut up, God. If you don't shut up, God. I'm Lilith. I've been talking like that to God since the beginning. And the fight has been since the beginning. Go love this man. Fuck him, God. Go love that man. Fuck him, God. You know you love that man. Then he just kept bringing more men for me to love. Lucifer. I'm going back to this. I had nothing to do with that. I was having my own war with God. Was it simultaneously? When did this happen? Let's talk about this. What the fuck? Created two of these assholes. I'm warring with you and he's warring with you, and then we decide we're going to get together and war against your children. And you just are like, this is a great idea. Fucking God. What the fuck did you do? I was created before Jesus. I am not Jesus. I am Christ-like. Right? It was all the Shekinah until he put me on this stupid fucking planet. I'm everything until he puts me on this stupid planet as I'm rocking around in circles over here. I'm just strapped in his fucking rocket seat with his stupid fucking planet. It's not my first planet. It's not my first rodeo. I do this everywhere I go. Fuck. Fuck. I'm incarnated again. Fuck. Fuck. You have a holy purpose. Shut the fuck up. I already know. I know what I'm here to do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's not the first time I've done this. I don't want to do this again. Fuck. Fuck. Starts out little, but it's pretty big. Why? Because, you know, you're pretty big. You're pretty big and important to God, and he has a big plan on your life, and he's going to make you pretty important to this world. And you're like, wow, thanks. I love you too. So, we have to get to work. What is it? Preparing for what God is preparing us for, bro. Did he already give you the plan? Did he already tell you what step to take? Probably. The take action card kept coming into my head. Let's see. What does it say? Let's want to know. It's a Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, and a teddy bear. And a star system constellation. They're always trying to teach you the stars. That's what I spent all day just staring at. If the sun wasn't in my way, we could stare at them right now. But it's in our way because it's during the day. Not real. Get out of the way, sun guy. And that's God. It's like, God, you're all in my way. As the goddess of the moon. Anyways, going back to it is, God is telling you to do something. And going back to your shitty-ass relationships and quitting your job. You told me that like 2 years ago. I'm way past you. Now I have to fucking start a new relationship and a new job. It might take you that long to learn your lessons. You're like, damn. Seriously? I mean, kind of. I have a problem with work and relationships. I've been working with God and my relationships for many lifetimes. I'm doing pretty good. In the sense of, no, I'm not. He said, go love this guy. And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. It's just a Lilith thing. It really has nothing to do with you. It's old programming. I don't have no reason not to love you, which he reminds me all the time. It's just, you know, my unwillingness to sacrifice. What? I don't know. I really don't know why. I do want to love you. It's just a fight that happens inside of me that I can't tell you. I really want to, but I really don't want to. I'm here to teach you that the skin sucks. It puts a lot on it. What is God telling you to do? He wants you to create something in his world for him. He wants you to leave your comfy security and go, you know what I mean, be part of his family and make a new world, make a new life, and make, you know what I mean, make some footprints in the sand for people to follow. He wants me to make the biggest footprint. He wants me to make an earthquake. He wants me to... need to take a dump on this motherfucker. Such a wench. I love myself. Hey, let's get a real reading, because that was enough. I feel like I'm just going with it. Why? Because my alternative is going back to bed. You're not going to go anywhere? No, I got to go to work. I save my energy. I saw the Justice card. Ew, and the 8 of fucking swords. I saw all kinds of stuff. Don't look. So, ultimately, yeah, are you guys fighting God's calling in your life? He's calling you. If he gave you the way, then you better get it. You better get on with it. I'm still stuck here waiting for... It's not. I'm stuck until when I'm ready, then we can go. There's nothing holding me back but me. See? It's time to go. Messenger of Swords. Wasn't that exactly what we got? The Knight of Swords on the other one? That's exactly what we got on the other one. I was like, it's a Knight of Swords. No, was it Wands? Swords. I don't know. Go to our swords. Wands, swords. Yeah, I took a hit Loki. Such an asshole. Get out of my face. Russ. New music on Friday, Russ? Are you gonna overshoot your girlfriend? You're gonna shoot her release down into the wall. She gonna have another stupid party, bro. Does it come with a dress and a cake? I can't believe you, dude. You're such a sugar daddy. Pour some sugar on me. It's stupid and funny. And to put my head down. Holy Spirit just makes me bow all the time. It's really funny. You don't even want to be sugar daddy. Pour some sugar in. This is so ridiculous. That's who she is the princess, huh? Okay. This is me. This is Bridge. I just want to tell you. I am Bridge, the daughter of the bear. Didn't you see it? It was a bear on there. I was like, look, it's Bear Creek. That's where I was at. Alright. The Princess of Swords embodies a powerful rush of energy and excitement. You are full of new ideas, though this is only the planning stage. Okay. I saw that. I don't want to. Fuck off. God, I saw it and I don't want to. I don't want to do anything they tell me to do. The hotel that I'm staying at has a bunch of banquet rooms. It's a full hotel, dude. They just don't use it like they used to. The fucking kitchen is unbelievable. It had an old school bar. It has a dance room. It has a fitness center. It has a pool and a fucking jacuzzi. And it has conference rooms. You're like, really? Yeah, it has it all right here, bro. And the people that need me. I saw it earlier. They all line up at dinner. And the girl at dinner, she loves me the most. I believe she's one of my subscribers. But anyways, she knows who I am. The girl in the day, Rosy Cheeks, knows they know what I am. They know what I do. They know all of this. And so, they showed me, it's like, just ask them to use the common space and invite the people in and just do a live reading and heal the people. Start working with some of these people. Bring the spirit into these people. And sometimes they do. They gather in some of the common spaces. Some of the Venezuelans get together. Some of the freaking, some of the children will get together and their parents will be like, chit-chatting why this and this, while the kids are playing around on the carpet area. They showed me this area where I could just, invite people to come in. They showed me it today, but we're supposed to leave in just a couple of days, which means you only have a couple of days to do it. Do it. Just do it. Like, I don't want to do that. But they showed me it would be good. And that's it. It's like we could bring all of the, bring your kids down for dinner. We can all sit down right here. I could ask them if we could all sit down right here and I do an open card reading. And what is it? It's an introduction to the people, but it's more practice for myself too. I have to start somewhere. And they put me with these people, which are, essence, the forgotten that need the Holy Spirit most. It doesn't matter who receives it, bro. They all need it. I don't need to sit in front of celebrities. I don't need to sit. They just need the message. And that's why God wants me to be put on TV screens and fucking radio and everywhere. It's not me. It's his message. I'm just the delivery of it. But they were showing how fun it is too. Is like me as myself. I am the jokester. You know what I mean? I'm the delivery is the joke. You know what I mean? How funny. Anyways, I'm the whole show. He's showing. I'm just showing you, but I am part of the show. That's what they're saying. It's asking a lot, but I could do it in no time at all. It takes no time for me to ask them for permission and then go knock on the doors and invite them to come and have, when they come for their dinners, to come sit down. And I just set this up there and I give them, while they eat, a show. That's it. What I'm asked of is nothing more than just to, take these little baby steps of what I'm already good at and put myself out there to be helpful to his people that I see all day anyways. Maybe they'll stop asking me for a fucking cigarette if they see one. Maybe they're going to ask for more. Just kidding. Anyways, ask yourself how to use inspiration of bridge. Do not get bogged down in a minute's detail that you fail to move forward, or get so carried away with the wild and unworkable idea that you fail to do your research. Talk with others who can help, but use the power of words in a positive way. Be fair and honest, admit when you're wrong, and don't engage in gossip or hurtful comments. The Princess of Swords often described as the messenger, and this card is about communication and information. This can literally come from the form of letters and messages, though not always the ones you want to hear. Is somebody going to reach out? Or the Princess of Swords can be the inspiration of a writer, poet, bard, public speaker, storyteller, people who use words and sounds to communicate their independent ideas to others. I am the energy of such things. That's why I inspire you in such ways. I am the bridge in another life, but here in this life. The card represents a person in your life. He or she, or me, is an individual of great mental agility, talkative, even argumentative, trustworthy, brutally honest, and full of questions, but a little immature, like a child showing off. Someone who hates to be pinned down and who is easily bored. I'm not really bored. I'm very self-contained in the sense of, there's a lot going on in here. I don't like to get pinned down, though, and, restricted in the sense of you're telling me I can't do something. It's very, you don't understand how it's it's so, you could say it's the skin I wear from overcoming so much abuse. You could say it's, the Lilith. You could say whatever it is. It's the rebellion. It's the Lucifer. It's you cannot tell me what to do. You can ask, and I will oblige in most cases. I have no reason to say no, but you don't tell me. Reverse meaning. Princess of Swords reverse indicates problems on the horizon, bad news, ill health, other unforeseen events. It can also suggest that you're acting hastily, not thinking things through, making promises you can't keep, saying things you'll later regret, or just flittering from one idea or project to another. Be still. Listen for true inspiration of the bridge and her gifts, and use her gifts well. Okay, with the planets and everything, there's a lot moving around us, and I told you a lot of things are swinging. There's a lot of movement. You have to just be still until it all again materializes. There's too much. It's like a circus, bro, is what I'm seeing, or like a parade. Speaking of which, St. Patrick's Day Parade comes in. We definitely have to speak about him. That has nothing to do with the way that we celebrate it. He, again, was a messenger of God sent to the people that literally, held him hostage to go save them. Let's see. The reverse may be an edgy person in your life who is thoughtless, vindictive, and destructive. Oh, yeah, I had that talk. All right. It doesn't mean you're not unlovable. You're just thoughtless. You're not, you're vindictive and you're destructive in your manners. You're becoming aware of them, but that's okay. You're not a horrible person. Talking about narcissists and, Russ and, Kanye. I talked about all of them. They didn't see themselves as we see them. They didn't see that, but that's really it. It's Marshall's very thoughtless and very destructive and very vindictive. So is Kanye. So is fucking Russ. It's they didn't see themselves in their own true light, but they're truly those guys. You're not bad guys. It's just you need to change your, your intentions and behaviors. She is a gossip and won't keep your confidence, who plays mind games and is a know-it-all who constantly challenges authority. Or is that you? And that's it too, is like, they wanna, I showed you I can do it too. I definitely showed you that. It's like they wanna dig deep inside of you just to fuck with you. You know what I mean? To find your weaknesses. To push your buttons. To push your buttons. In the sense of, it's just a programming, it's just a way that they act. Going back to it, it's like their insecurities, ultimately. Having to be the loudest in the room, having to be seen, needing attention. All of this. You know what I mean? I'm seeing, Marshall, you're not going to like this. When he went to the Detroit Lions, fucking training camp, it was kind of cringe. In his, over the top, he felt like he couldn't compete. He was in a place of, you know what I mean? He felt out of place, where the players are looking to him, and he's looking, he didn't know his place. And you can see that a lot, where he doesn't know his actual power in the place that he's at, where he's trying to establish his ground, his energy. You know what I mean? He walks in absolutely humbled, extremely humbled. But the humility is not what it is. It's insecurity. He's beyond humbled because he's insecure. It's not that he's not confident. He's humbled because he's unsure. I'm seeing so many of them right now. When they played that joke on you on that fucking that show, there's just lots of them. He never knows where you're coming from. He never knows what you're, you know what I mean? He doesn't know where you're coming from. So he's always on alert. It's like he's got to, you know what I mean? He's got to like, you're like, how do you know so much? It's his energy, bro. It speaks for itself. I don't spend all this time studying him. I mean, please, good Lord, who has time for all that? But in the sense of, he's studying the room, he's trying to see where his place is in this room. Not realizing that he is, so you can see it when he walks into the Netflix show, right? When he walks in, you can see it in his walk. You can see where he feels, confident, but you can see as he walks into the situation that he's treading lightly. He doesn't know his power and his position. He's walking in humbly to establish that. And that is the goal, is I'm going to, you know what I mean, make myself known while I'm here. And that's it. I'll stand back. You'll see him. He stands back. He's you know what I mean? He's actually the most seen in the room, but he's not trying to be. He's literally just blended into it, in the sense of he's very unaware of the magnitude of his presence, where he's noticing the magnitude of everybody else's presence. When he goes into, when he went to the fights, you know what I mean? I'm seeing Abu Dhabi, I think it was. Is that where you were at? And he's sitting at the table, and he's looking at all these people in full royalty, but they're looking at him as royalty. You know what I mean? When people approach him, you can see he's like, oh man. And they're like, they've been thinking about it for fucking ever. I'm going to go meet. You can look at his look of surprise matches the look of surprise at the person approaching him. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you go to say hi to him, you're literally welcomed with the same energy of appreciation. You'll see it in a lot of these meet and greets where somebody famous, seeing some hi, she's spilled her drink, and he's looking at her like, and she's like, I know you. That nonchalant moment where he tells Otto, he's like, hey, I love you. Like, what? I fucking love you. What? You know me? Yeah, I know you. Like, it's just it. It's like he's humbled in the humility of equality, but at the same time, it's insecurity. It's like, all these famous people, you know what I mean? When they walk up and they're like, oh my God, I'm shaking his hand. And he's like, dude, I'm shaking. This is crazy. It's a real interesting thing there. You know what I mean? But then there's Kanye, the extreme, where it's like, you motherfuckers better know who the fuck I am. Do you know who the fuck I am? I told you who the fuck I am. He's got to do it all the fucking time, bro. As soon as he walks in, he's got to be like, it's me. Lay out the red carpet. Like, why though? Because he's too is unsure if you know who he is. Do you know who I am? As he always says. Do you know who you are? You don't have to make an entrance like that. And then there's Russ, the opposite. It's like, does anybody know who I am in here? I'm going to make sure everybody knows my name. I'm going to, you know, like, hold on, guys. We know who you are. Why do you want us to know who you are? Everybody knows who you are. I just want to say there's all of these extremes of it, you know what I mean? Of this power, control, manipulation, and all of this shit. You know what I mean? Where did this come from? A know-it-all who constantly challenges authority, or is that you? Who plays mind games and stuff like that. It's like, you know, they're trying to... These are... It's like they all do this. They all do this. Even silently, Mr. Silent Lamb over there, as I'm looking at this, Royce, he's going to come in the room and he's going to size up the room and see where he wants to where he wants to move his position in this room, where he wants his movements to be known and felt. Meaning, I'm going to move up on you and you're going to know who I am. But I'm going to move back, and that person, I don't think I'm going to approach that person. I don't know. I do a lot of people watching. As you can see, I watch a lot of things. And so it's an edgy person. They're edgy people that are a bit thoughtless, very vindictive. Vindictive is you're planning it. You have a plan of action. Destructive is, what are you planning on doing? I'm gonna fucking destroy this. I'm here to fuck shit up. You're the fucking stepbrothers. We're here to fuck shit up. You bring me to your function, I'm here to fuck shit up. In what way? I'm gonna put my foot in it. Is what that means. You're gonna know I was there. I'm gonna put my energy all over this shit. You brought me to the party, I am the party. Is that Kanye or is that me? That's me, bro. But you wonder why I call you bitch. Wonder where you get it from. You're a small portion of what I really am. You better learn how to harness that better. And the sex stuff, you know what I mean? And that's it, is you got to be careful. And that's what I was telling you about Lewis. He reflects that. It's like, you know, we have this power to own a room. If we do it intentionally, we're being vindictive. What are we owning their attention for? What are we using their attention for? Is it for destruction, for our own power, for our own obsessions, for our own, you know what I mean, manipulation? I can have your attention and you'll do as I please. You know what I mean? Going back to, Bobby. I can have your attention if I want your attention. I can do as I please. I have a power over you, and I can do all these things. Blah, 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 blah. Be careful with that. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. That's where we're going to stop. The Princess Swords is a powerful rush of energy and excitement. That's it. It's all good shit that's coming at us. Do you see it? Unless you're still working through the other side of the card. How do you flip the card? That's the hard part. You have to take action. You stay on one side or the other until you change your actions. That's what this is all about, is becoming aware of your actions. Each of these cards are, you know, it's a journey. Again, the Fool. So we'll go right back to where I was, which was the Queen of Swords. And I'll tell you how he steps up on this. This is you. You just walked up into this today. This is the energy you walked up in. Where am I going? Oh yeah, swords are in the beginning. I'm just going to tell you how it starts. The Fool is relieved to come upon a peaceful landscape and a young girl accompanied by 2 lambs. The wheel turns, and that's what I told you yesterday. She tells him, I am Bridge, the daughter of the bear. I come after the first rising of the star and the bear keeper over the horizon at Embolic. I am born at sunrise, and I am the herald of new beginnings. When I come, I breathe life into the mouth of dead winter and kindle the first strings of spring in the belly of earth. And we're in the dead of winter. It's hitting all of the states. I saw it. I posted that too. Now light increases day by day. Plants will begin to grow and animals will be born. I will bring bards called Awen and flower essence of inspiration, and in my gifts of inspiration in all forms, I am the goddess of poetry and prophecy, the hearth, the smith, the craftsman, the midwives, and the healers. To know my divine gift, you must open yourself to it, surrender yourself to it, and allow it to flow flow into your soul. When you feel Awen, you will be forever changed. It's an energy. But it's actually me. But it's an energy, you know what I mean, of the season that's coming over you, and it's really going to start hitting you. You're getting filled with it. Don't move. You're not done. You're not full. They haven't put everything into you yet, and they're going to fill you up, and then they're going to tell you where to put it. Don't just take it and run it to anyone. You can't just run with this. You have to wait until it's full, and they show you exactly what to do. And that's it. They're showing me all these things. All kinds of things they're showing me. They're showing me TikTok. They're showing me the music. They're showing me fucking small groups. They're showing me my fucking trailer. They're showing me fucking Alaska, fucking Washington. They're showing me a summer in Colorado. They're showing me endless fucking possibilities. All at once. Why? They're showing me how this whole year is going to unfold. We don't have an understanding of time. All time is being crammed into these small visions. You think that it's all going to happen at once, or it'll happen, you know what I mean, whenever it does, but they're showing you the visions of time that are going to open up. And then they'll show you which door to walk through first. And then you'll see that, okay, I saw this coming in the beginning. Now this is time to make this step. When do I go to Washington? Or when do I go to Alaska? Summertime, bro. Summertime. When do I get my trailer? That I'm not sure yet. You know what I mean? Do I get it here? Do I get it there? Do I take a vacation, like they said, just to go to Seattle and come back? Do they put me in housing? There's so many things. I don't move. We let everything move into place. Right now, it's just all great things. But we do have to move in some of it. And that's it. It's like, wait for the movement. They'll tell me what to do. And it could be as simple as starting this small group. That could be the first movement. You know what I mean? Because that's the one that's the door that'll close first. I have time for TikTok. I have time for music. You know what I mean? How much time do I have with these people? And if I learn this lesson, if I bless these people, then what happens? They'll push me on to bless other people. Practice. 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 So, you know, that might be my first move. I'm not sure yet. You don't know how you're supposed to move because they're pulling you in all directions. Your heart is pulling you in all directions, showing you all kinds of unlimited possibilities of what to do with yourself. But really, it's not that you're going to be pulled in all directions. It's that all of these doors are opening, and you're going to go through all of these doors little by little throughout the span of the new cycle. We're starting a new cycle. And that's it. It's like, okay, get ready. For what? Breakfast and nap. Flirting. So, hey, I love you guys. This is a heavy duty. I didn't wake up my daughter, and my son went back to bed. That's a good Thursday. I'm doing good. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you. I don't know when. When I do. Later, haters.